In the name of science, I'm gonna be the test dummy. Hope I survive this. Woo! Let's go. Let's have some fun. What can we expect from your dad?
He's gonna be like, now we record this, now we record that.
I've been elected as the new cameraman.
Here's something that those drone videos don't prepare you for. A bad mosquito day. Apparently this is the point where I get hit and go to the ER because I don't exactly have the correct protection other than a $12 helmet from Walmart. This ain't anything. Mosquitoes. Take me. That kind of hurt, Mike. That kind of hurt. That wasn't a to that one, but that one hurt. I think I got a little cut right there, yeah. Yeah. It's a little one, but it's a baby cut, but it's a little one. I barely have protection. Ooh-sa. Wait, I'm supposed to have my helmet on. that was light. Look, you're bleeding. Woo! Whoa. You would have survived if I didn't move, but I did flinch. Woo. Here we go again. Oh, thank you for another cut. Yeah.
Small drones are incredible, and with a bit of creativity, you can pull off some amazing cinematic shots. This is my brother, Bobby, who's always up for a bit of fun and honestly, a constant source of entertainment for the family.
You can see that sex sells, and that's the moral to this story. All right, well, you know what? Best of luck to you.
Today, we're here to make a point, and I recognize that what we've done might sit in a bit of a gray area for some.
You're not going to be standing there just yet. It'll appear as if it's going to hit you, but it's not. What we're going to do is do a second shot of you standing over there, and then we'll compose them together.
Just to be clear, I'm not saying you should ever fly something like a 5-inch racing quad,
You be a good boy now.
a camera drone with exposed propellers, or anything larger into a person.
Yep, it's me. I'm the guy that hit the couple with the quadcopter. Obviously, I felt horrible. Yeah, I messed up, made a mistake.
What I'm flying here is a Cinewhoop with 2-inch propellers, protected by guards. I've got the throttle capped at 50% for these tests. It's fully loaded with a battery and the weight of a digital video system, coming in under 150 grams, roughly the same as a small banana. At half throttle, this drone tops out at around 15 miles per hour. If it were to collide with you, it would have about 3.37 joules of kinetic energy. If I were to let it rip at 30 miles per hour, the kinetic energy would increase to about 13.41 joules. That's enough to cause a deeper bruise or maybe even break the skin, but it still wouldn't be life-threatening. Well, maybe for me. Bobby wouldn't be too happy if I conducted that test. Here's the thing. In practice, this little drone is typically harmless, yet the FAA treats it much more dangerous than it really is. the moment it is flown under Part 107 for commercial purposes, such as posting footage on YouTube.
I'm Joshua Bardwell, and you're going to learn something today. This is the Happy Model Mobula 7.
When flying outdoors like this, I almost wish I had a little more...
It must comply with Remote ID. This means adding an external Remote ID module, which not only increases the drone's weight, but can also interfere with its flight dynamics, affecting its performance and possibly changing its category under FAA regulations. This regulatory approach inadvertently encourages the use of larger drones that already have Remote ID built in. However, using a heavier drone naturally results in increased kinetic energy upon impact, creating a higher risk of injury in the event of an accident. Instead of enhancing safety, the regulations may actually do the opposite. What's even more contradictory is the ultralight aircraft, regulated under FAR Part 103, which operate in the same airspace as drones, but with far fewer restrictions, despite having caused fatalities in the past.
Has turned to tragedy. 2 people dead. The ultralight aircraft.
Ultralight crash in Pose.
Ultralight plane crashed in Lone Jack. It's ultralight aircraft for the very first time.
The ultralight aircraft went down.
The ultralight kind of experiment. The aircraft is an experimental amateur build.
Yet here we are, dealing with overly complex rules for Cinewhoops that barely weigh more than a softball. There's the issue of bureaucratic overreach that seems to serve certain interests.
Not that long ago, I believe that maybe there was some truth to the national security narrative. Joe was hired in November of 2023 as their Director of Federal Policy. Where did he work up until just last year? The U.S. House of Representatives as a national security advisor. To whom, you may ask? The lovely Elise Stefanik.
Congresswoman Elise Stefanik has supported measures that could limit the use of foreign-made drones like DJI, which some argue benefits domestic companies like Skydio.
We aid the CCP in carrying out genocidal crimes against ethnic minorities. It is past time we end Communist China's role as the world's drone factory. Remove Chinese spy drones from our skies and end our reliance on CCP.
In the end, we're left with regulations that don't seem to reflect the actual risks the drones pose. The FAA may have good intentions, but it's questionable whether their decisions are truly based on data-driven results.
Kelly, you're gonna be my bodyguard.
How many people have actually been seriously injured or killed by drones, after all? The key issue is that the FAA's rules need to be more grounded in actual data and tailored to specific risks. Drop a comment with your thoughts. Let's keep this conversation going. Subscribe. I have much more content coming.